All right, y'all, back at it again. Here we are, another episode, another day, another dollar, another place, another holler. Have you noticed how I try to make rhymes a lot? Sometimes they go well, sometimes not so well. But today, check this out, okay? I got a call yesterday, really random, like just out of the blue. I get a call from a local guy here from town, and he calls me up. Great little businessman. Kind of one of them guys that has kind of helped uphold the community around here, just involved with a lot of stuff. Owned the propane, one of the propane places here for years and years. I think he just recently sold it. But he called me up and he said, I've been out helping this guy in the country, cleaning up this big yard. Got a bunch of old car bodies and all this stuff that we've been loading up. And I didn't quite understand if they were crushing it on site or if they were hauling it away to be crushed. I would imagine crushing on site, because with the price of fuel right now, you can't haul your scrap iron very far before you're losing money to get rid of your scrap iron. I've got a bunch of stuff I want to haul away, but our nearest scrap yard is 150 miles away. That's a 300-mile round trip in the semi. And by the time I go down there and unload it and get back, I would venture to guess that it's a net negative. So, anyways, back to the point of the story, he mentions that, here's what he said. This was his quote, I believe. Hey, they got one of them, I see they got one of them snub-nose kind of trucks that you like driving around. So, I said, yeah, the old Cabovers. Yeah. He goes, I didn't quite understand if it was a full truck or if it was just the cab. I think it's just the cab. He goes, there's this cab out there that is just seems to me in really, really good condition. And it's a shame. It looks like to me it's an aluminum body, and it seems to be a shame to just throw this thing away. Well, the gears start turning in my head, because I know that certain old models of these Cabovers, certain ages, especially stuff from the 70s and early 80s, it's really hard to find interior parts, and it's really hard to find clean body panels for dudes and gals and whoever that are restoring these trucks. So, personally, I don't have a need necessarily for this, but he said, come to town, jump in with me, we'll run out there and we'll go take a look at this. And I thought, we better go check it out, because what if it was, for example, 352 Peterbilts? Those things, it's so hard to find anything for those. They have such a cool look, they're so square and cool and boxy, but finding parts for them is so hard versus like a 362 Cabover. So maybe he didn't know. I asked him, I was like, did you by chance know what make it was? And he didn't. He goes, no, I don't know. So this thing, it could be an old Mack, it could be an old Ford, it could be a Kenworth, it could be a Pete, it could be a Freightliner, it could be a Marmon. I don't know. I have no idea. But I had to run to town anyway to mail some packages off, and I thought, let's jump in. It's a 20-minute drive up north with him. He wants to run us out there. This guy's a nice dude. I've always enjoyed him. So why not go for a little drive, and let's go see together what this is all about. Oh, what a deal. Hey guys, it's Jax. And I've got a problem. Oh, pretty good, Rabbit. Pretty good. So who's this out here? This must be an old friend of yours or something you're helping out?
Well, I went to school with this Ken Munsky, and the Munsky family owned where the Boy Scout Ranch is and a whole bunch of land out here. Okay. Well, his fathers got older, it got all divided up, and this Dwayne Phillips would be a cousin to Ken, had this little repair shop out here in Hilton, and he was a scavenger. He didn't like to sell stuff, but he'd trade.
Oh, really?
Well, he died, and Ken ended up with all of this stuff, and he's been cleaning it up out here for the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And somebody wanted these old International Harvester pickup cabs, so that's what I was doing, is moving those out with my skid steer and this Scout. This guy's coming from Spokane to buy this garbage, but anyway, I saw this semi cab sitting there, and I thought, yeah,
Come take a peek, yeah. Yeah, some of them old trucks, it's hard, man. It's hard to find some of those interior parts, or depending what it is.
The interior I didn't look real good at the interior, but there's crap falling off the roof, so the cab looked too good to see it go to a crusher.
Yeah. Is he crushing right out here at the place?
They will be in the next week or so.
Okay. I was gonna say, with the price of fuel, you can't go very far.
No, sir.
You can't really drive down to Billings with it.
Anyway, back to this Phillips. He was friends with this person that owned the land where we're going, and he cut off about an acre there, and it just was really cluttered with all these old Fords and Chevys and international cabs. And why mostly cabs, I don't have a clue.
Huh. Most of the Freightliners are. I'm sure it is.
What year would this be?
Oh man, early 70s. I guess. Well, guys, it's a Kenworth. It's an old Kenworth. She's been out here with the windows down, and that old boy must have had a solid back. He didn't even need a mattress. Oh, I don't know what year this thing is.
Hey, you probably don't want to do too much in this wind anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good day to be loading anyway. You could be taking off fenders and that. How difficult would that be to load?
Oh, it shouldn't weigh nothing.
The aluminum being, it would not be that bad.
Yeah, no, it'll be
A ton maybe.
Yeah, if that. It should just, it would lift right up.
Yeah.
And I can, I don't have any Kenworths. It's not really anything I have a use for, but I can sure put it out over the weekend on my social media and see if there's any takers, because some of these guys are,
It might be interesting.
I mean, scrap wise, it's not going to do much.
No.
But a guy might give you a little more for,
Sure. There's no beat to heck either.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they got aluminum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right here. I should say prime aluminum scrap.
Prime. Look at the paint; it's all protected.
Yeah, it's all protected, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the old.
You got a crack in the windshield, other than that, you cheer.
Yeah.
Prime aluminum scrap.
Prime. Look at the paint; it's all protected.
Yeah, it's all protected, huh? Yeah. You got a crack in the windshield, other than that, she's cheering.
Yeah. Let's look at it. Bozeman 75 on the old cow ear tag. They ranch, gosh, it's not too far from here.
Yep.
Up the road. What?
I see a date on it.
Not on the body, no. But if, yeah.
Danny can tell you what year it is.
Heating up. I hauled them a bunch of hay in last fall. I was What'd you think of that place?
It was cool.
They had a lot of stuff. I don't really know the gentleman that accumulated all that stuff, has passed away. So nobody, and the guy that has it now kind of inherited it, so to speak. It was a cousin of the guy's son, so this would be a nephew, or anyway, something like that, down the line, to where nobody really knows, like, how did you end up specifically with so many just pickup cabs? There's a couple boxes, but like just tons and tons and tons of pickup cabs. And then that semi-cab. So thoughts on the semi-cab. That thing was old enough. At first I was thinking K100, right? As we're walking up to it. But then I noticed, did you see on the front where it had the hinge? It was so windy it was hard to do any talking out there to talk about things. But did you notice that there was that hinge panel on the front? Which I've never seen and I'm not familiar with in the Cabover thing. Maybe some of you guys know and would have a better idea. But that hinging fuse panel on the nose of that truck was really interesting. I'm thinking that thing is pre-K100. Old time. Old religion right there, that old truck. So anyway, I don't know when this video is coming out in reference to when they're gonna crush that thing, but it's beyond anything that I have need for. Okay, peanut butter cup weed. What'd you get on there? Cookie dough and what?
Peanut butter cup.
Time to pay the dad tax. Come on, you know about the dad tax, don't you?
No.
Lash, do you know about the dad tax? Whenever dad buys treats, you have to pay up. Come on, go ahead. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, come on. That's pretty good. That's a good combo. Dad tax paid. You're free to enjoy the rest of your dessert. Anyhow, that's that. Just a little bonus, little short snippet for you there. In the end, that cab for me, a Kenworth is the one Cabover. I've never owned a Kenworth Cabover before. It's not out of the realm of possibility. That would give me the Grand Slam. A Kenworth Cabover would give me the Grand Slam trifecta of Peterbilt, Freightliner. Not a trifecta, a Cuarenta. No, that's Spanish for... Sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. What's the word for a 4-spot? It'd be a Grand Slam of Cabovers. The big 4. International, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Freightliner, right? So Kenworth's the one that I'm lacking. Maybe I should get a Kenworth. What do you think? Should I find a K100? I found one a few years ago across the state a ways. It was pretty clean. I should probably... I just don't have time. You know how it is. Anyway, maybe someday. Long story short, I don't know what that thing was. Maybe some of you guys know. You can comment if you know something about that cab. But that looked to me like a pre-K100, whatever. I don't even know what the models were back then. But that hinging flap in the front was what, for me, kind of was like, what, man? But just a little bonus nugget, you guys. Around this great land, there are little spots tucked away here and there with treasures and just relics of yesteryear. But hope y'all are well and good, and I'm gonna get back to work here. We just got to the ranch, and there's always work to do at the ranch, so we're back to it. What do you say, Weeds? Ah!
He didn't do a spare tire. You don't need a spare tire.
Yeah.
So it'll go down there where the lad's going. Hopefully pull clear through. You'll throttle her up a little, lift it right up. We hope.
Yeah.
You don't want to drag any more trailer than you just absolutely need.
Yeah. We had it was some kind of a silage deal where it had an old semi pulling a big wagon behind it, and it had some kind of a cutter and a chopper, and he'd drive it along the ditch banks up around here between here and Winifred and Hilger, and he'd chop the ditch banks, and it would chop it and throw it in the back.
Wow.
And then that's how he fed his cows.
Wow, that's a
He goes, it was a one-off
deal.
thing. Some guy made this deal all on his own. He had no idea what. But he goes, I remember seeing that truck running around, and I remember seeing this Kenworth driving around. And that. It's just so funny to me that they just put the fuse panel behind a...
Yeah, my uncle's on the bumper. It's got a hole in it. I think for the power steering or the steering. There's a steering rod or something that comes through the bumper.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
The good old days.
I've got a picture of it. It's like how it sits underneath.
Yeah.
So I brought some wood, but probably not enough to.
Yeah, he should have some stuff laying around too. Yeah. Yeah, you never quite know the best.
Yeah.
Well, they won't accuse you of deadheading when they see this thing on the trailer.
A mighty Montana backhaul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gino,
How's everybody here?
we're good, man. We got the Utah Ramblers. We got Gene. We got the gang.
Jackson,
It's all here.
Ken, everybody.
Ken, everybody's here. We're good to go.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
As far as being able to set it on the trailer nice, it'd be cool to try to stab through there. I think it's pretty supported. Maybe put a couple blocks under and see what it's like to just get it up off the ground anyway.
So I got a couple 4x4s. You want me to cut them to some special length that'll fit in there? Is that what you're thinking?
What I was thinking is I could straddle this, get one of my forks and put a board under here and lift this up
Uh-huh.
so I can get under there, because I think this is pretty structurally sound here.
Trying to figure out the best place to hook on to lift this thing. It's kind of settled into the earth from sitting here for so long. I don't want to tear anything up. I don't know if that's strong enough to lift or not. Okay, new plan. I think we're gonna hook under these for sure. Trying to find some timber to get underneath and underneath, so we don't ruin this national treasure.
It'd be a shame to have it sit here all these years and he come and get it and ruin it.
I know. Break it in half while we're loading it.
Roll it off down the hill.
Don't let Gene fool you. He's only 50, but he still works like he's about 25.
He's what we call well preserved.
Well preserved, huh?
Younger than Ken.
What's that Toby Keith song is I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Now, you have to do the...
Yeah. We'll do a lot of that. Kind of hanging up in the dirt.
It's down. Dirt's right away.
We'll go back. Is that it?
That's all the tilt I got, or the back.
Okay, well, let's keep going straight up then. Do you want to set it down and pull in a little closer? Get a little more leverage. I don't want to hit that. Is it going to go under that structure across the back?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Ready? Keep coming in.
He's good right there.
We're good. Okay. Try that. Looking good. Yep, keep her going.
That is gonna tip.
Guys, come hold over here.
Will it tilt back yet? Guys, come hold over here. I think we're just still in the dirt over here a little bit. Okay, go up. Will she tilt back or no? Okay. You want to set it down and we'll move over. I think we're all free and clear. We'll move to the left as far as we can get away with.
There's something hung up over on that corner.
All clear. They're part of the scenery of Montana.
that door that's leaning against that truck right there? Yeah. The door's open. I can grab the door from in back.
You're doing so good, I almost would have thought you've operated one of these before.
Jack of all trades, just like you.
Okay, go up. Go up a little higher. Okay, straight on. Go up about another foot now for that mud flap.
Up, you said?
Yeah, up. Tilt your teeth down a little bit. There you go. All right, straight ahead. We're really close. We got this thing loading. We're just setting it on. This little guy right here is just in the way of the fender. So we're gonna buzz it off, and I think once it's buzzed off, it's gonna just fit. What do you think?
Maybe if we hit that off, it'd sit down perfect, but
Will it all just set?
yeah, it would just sit down if that was out of the road.
Okay. Is this gonna be your going to school rig when it's all fixed up?
Yeah.
Hey you guys, so wasn't that a little surprise? We thought it was all done. I never thought in 1,000 years that this would happen when I came out and first looked at this. It was like, we're done. Like, I love old Cabovers, but what am I ever gonna do with a 79-year-old cab off of a Kenworth, right? So funny little history about this truck. I mentioned it to my diesel mechanic who lives over the hill, and a light bulb went off in his head. He's like, I remember that truck from back in the day. A rancher owned it, and then when we dug it up out of the dirt, we found out that it said Frontier Aviation on the side, just some old vinyl lettering. And that is a little bit ironic because enter Mr. Monty, who is a pilot for SkyWest out of Utah. So you follow me on
Instagram and Facebook, or not Facebook, but
on YouTube. Yeah. So I popped this thing up. I just shot out an Instagram reel about it, just thinking maybe, just maybe, there's one little chance someone will see it. And Monty messages me and is like, hey, and I'm like, there's no way that there's somebody that has a need for this cab. I mean, it's old. I mean, it's like the first, I swear it's considered a K100.
Yeah.
You said, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be, is that
It's
like the
first,
original?
yeah, the original K100s.
So he sends me this video, and in this video, they've got this, it was a single axle.
Yeah, single axle, just a short little stubby one.
And what was the engine in it?
It's got a Cummins in it right now. I'm not sure. I think it's a small
Probably
can.
like a 290.
Yeah,
I think it was a 290. Some of you old timers will remember what did Cummins use back in the early mid 60s, like a 17 horsepower 2-cylinder Cummins.
Yeah.
Something like that. So anyway, Monty hits me up and he says, well, he sent me a video, and in the video, what was the damage that was on that?
It's on the front, the passenger side. What happened years ago, this guy parked this truck up against a fence, and then a tree grew up through the fence in between the truck and popped the window out and damaged the top of the cab.
So it was like one of those stories where
Yeah.
you see someone tied a rope around a tree and like the tree grows around the rope.
Yeah, so this tree grew around the truck.
The cab. So it had like this big old chunk taken out of the, wasn't it the roof cap kind of right in the middle?
Roof cap's
Looked
all
like?
caved in, and my uncle's the one that actually owns the truck. He bought it and drug it down to, well, he lives 2 doors down from me, so we drug it down to my house and unloaded it, and he's been working on it, got it running, and he's been searching for glass forever for this Cabover, and I seen this video clip. I'm like, oh man, I need the glass out of that.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, and who knows what little parts you'll be swapping and switching. And
I showed my uncle. He's like, oh yeah, we need to go get that. And so I'm like, hey, I'm there. I'll go run up and grab it. And
oh yeah, and I'm glad it worked because I didn't originally. I think you had an original plan set up, and then I was trucking. I was on the road with the hopper, and then you said you're coming up this afternoon, and I was like, we're playing music tonight. But you were kind enough to fly your way up here.
I wanted to come up a little early, and
yeah, and you've got no shortage of projects. You're a lover of old things.
Yeah, old vehicles and Kenworths and
Did you boys found something over there while we were loading this today?
Yeah, we found an old door for a 73 to 79 Ford pickup truck, and so there's a little bit of glass in there. And I'm trying to get each one of the boys a truck. I got three trucks. I got to get a couple more for 2 more. See,
and here's what I love about this. I was just teasing somebody about this the other day. And I'll ask you guys, have you driven by a high school parking lot lately? It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, back when I was in high school, your day, it was like you just drive whatever you could scrounge up out of the pile.
Yeah.
And you drive by now and it's like $30,000, $50,000. Dude, it's just new.
Yeah. And
it makes me a little bit sick. I won't lie. You guys know I'm old school and hardcore that way, and I'm not raising my kids that way. And so when you were like, yeah, these kids all have these old trucks, and I'm like, my man, because I don't think it teaches anybody anything good to be pampered and taught to expect that kind of treatment. At that age. Yeah. So those are the kind of rigs I waited all my life. I still don't have one. There's my rig. Oh baby, $1,000 bill for that Ford Taurus. I'm a sucker. Anyway, well, Monty, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
You and the boys come up and
had a fun ride.
Good luck. You have to keep us posted. I'm sure everyone on YouTube would enjoy a little follow-up video, or maybe when I'm down there sometime we'll swing by and we can take a little tour.
Yeah, hopefully we get this thing going.
Yep. You'll see it. It's coming back to life, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you on the next round.